Try the question before watching the solution.
Okay, we are supposed to prove this identity. Tan to the power of 4 theta minus 1 is identical to 1 minus 2 cos squared theta over cos to the power of 4 of theta. How do we go about it? Considering the left-hand side, what are we going to say? We know that tan theta is equal to sine theta over cos theta. So tan to the power of 4 of theta is sine to the power of 4 of theta over cos to the power of 4 of theta minus 1 over 1. Now, how do we subtract these two fractions? Obviously, we need the lowest common denominator for cos to the power of 4 theta and 1, which is cos to the power of 4 theta. Then what do we say? We say cos to the power of 4 theta into cos to the power of 4 theta. We get 1. 1 multiplied by sine to the power of 4 theta. We get sine to the power of 4 theta. Then we say 1 into cos to the power of 4 theta. We get cos to the power of 4 theta multiplied by minus 1. We get minus cos to the power of 4 theta. Now, how do we proceed from there? We know from our laws of indices, sine to the power of 4 of theta, we can write it as sine squared theta all squared minus cos squared theta all squared. Then we divide by cos to the power of 4 of theta. Now, what do we have in the numerator? We apply difference of two squares. So when we factorize that, what is it going to give us in the numerator? It's going to give us sine squared theta plus cos squared theta multiplied by sine squared theta minus cos squared theta, using difference of two squares to factorize our numerator there. Then all this is divided by cos to the power 4 of theta. Now what do we know? We know that sine squared theta plus cos squared theta is equals to 1, which means at the numerator we've got 1 multiplied by sine squared theta minus cos squared theta, which will give us sine squared theta at the top minus cos squared theta all over cos to the power 4 of theta. But what is sine squared theta in terms of cos theta? We know that sine squared theta is equals to 1 minus cos squared theta. We know that sine squared theta is 1 minus cos squared theta minus cos squared theta all over cos to the power 4 of theta. Now, how do we proceed from there? 1 minus cos squared theta minus cos squared theta, we get minus 2 cos squared theta over cos to the power 4 of theta. So we have proven it.